Oscar is sending us, so anyway, they go out.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues. We recognize the presence of the President Pro Tempore of the Senate, Senator Lawrence. We want to welcome all of you to this confirmation hearing of the Liberia Broadcasting System Director General Designate, Eugene Fahngon. Today being Monday, March 11, 2024, and at about this time in the Senate chamber. We will have opening prayer, administering of the oath by the Sergeant at Arms. Welcome remark will be done by the designee of the committee. Self-introduction will be done by members of the committee and other distinguished senators. The nominee will present his statement, the vision statement. Thereafter, we have interaction. The senators will ask the nominee, and the nominee will answer. Thereafter, there will be closing statement by a designee of the committee. The nominee will then be discharged from honor oath, and there will be benediction to close the day. So once again, welcome, Mr. Nominee. Welcome. And we begin this hearing. Opening prayer. Brief, short, sweet.
You want to be good? We want to be grateful to God. This afternoon, today is a tough day for me because I think I've preached more than 4 different times, 4 different hearings today. So we just use one of the same scripture to just conclude today with this devotion. I would like to read John chapter 21, verse 16. Again, Jesus said, Simon, son of John, do you truly love me? He answered, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. Jesus said, take care of my sheep. Mr. Director Designate, do you truly love Liberia? Answer. Do you truly love Liberia? If you truly love Liberia, then we pray and hope that you will take care of that national radio station the best way, with great integrity, with great honesty, so that the Liberian people will receive from that station that which they will have yearned for more than 6-7 years. I hope that your leadership will be a different one to bring a great change. Take care of that radio station the best way. And that can be done when you think Liberia, when you love Liberia, then you will build that station to a capacity that people will ever remember your legacy if you are designated. May God bless you to do so. May God help you to do so. Let's pray. Father, thank you for the great men of our time, our head at the gate. Lord, I know today is a headache day for them because they have been carrying oil around to just lead devotion. So help them in such a time, oh God, that your grace will sustain them to do so with great honor. In Jesus' name we pray.
Thank you. We will now have welcome remark by Senator Jonathan Borchester of Riverside County, the co-chair of the vice chair of this committee.
Mr. Nominee, call my name, go to the job, please.
No, sir.
So you look at me. So let me say a very big welcome to you and your family of supporters, friends in the back. You are all welcome to our chambers. This hearing is about getting to understand the suitability of the nominee to this position. And so we'll all do it together while you are here, and we'll make that decision as the committee moving forward. You are welcome, Mr. Nominee.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Distinguished colleagues. We have a grand rule here. To those in the gallery, no clapping, no booing. We know some people came to support, some people came to witness the process. Senators will ask questions. Some will seem annoying. Some will seem hard questions. But to you, the supporters, no cheering, no booing. If the senators don't do their work, when they confirm these nominees, when they are not performing, you can say that the senator then confirm them. The police say we don't want him to cheer and ask the senators to support. Senators will engage with the nominee after he submits or presents his statement. Each senator will have 10 minutes. The chair will determine additional time as the need arises. At this point, we'll do self-introduction of committee members and other distinguished senators. The pro tempore is here, the president pro tempore is here, but she won't introduce herself. She's the leader of the Senate and as an official of all committees in the Senate. She's here to observe. So we'll begin with our colleague from the Fahngon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Momo Tani Kolisaros, as representative of local county in this Senate. Thank you.
Time ago, I joined my mother commission for my leader.
My name is Wellington T. Smith, Senator from the Middlesex County. Edward Snow, member of this committee.
My name is Jonathan Gorchas Sobel. I represent the people of Eugene.
And Senator Silver is the co-chair, vice chair of the committee. On the far right, there is Mr. Kwame Ross, the chief of staff in our office, and by protocol, he's the secretary of the committee, taking note for our report. I'm Abraham Darius Dillon. I represent most of our county, and I'm privileged to chair this committee. And so that you don't get confused, I'm still the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee of the Senate. Mr. Nominee, you will now have the time to present your statement, your vision statement. Should you be confirmed what we expect all of you are helped with this? It's all yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable members of the Liberian Senate, honorable chairperson of the committee, officials of government here present, members of the Fourth Estate, fellow citizens, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you today as a nominee for the position of Director General of the Liberian Broadcasting System. About 6 years ago, I had the opportunity to stand before this body for the position of Deputy Minister for Press.
Mr. Nominee, a huge oversight. So you will please pause, you will go, you will start over, but you will have to be placed on a course.
Yeah.
They started at you, I know you were running the arena, so you get the other order. They started at you will place you appropriately on a course, after which you can proceed with the statement.
Yeah, right.
1 year in Italia.
Repeat after me and leave me alone.
I, Eugene Fahngon, Director General Designate of the Liberian Broadcasting System,
Do hereby swear
do hereby swear
testimony I will give
the testimony I am about to give
is the truth,
is the truth
nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Spoon will carry to net.
Mr. Chairman, remember to put me your information. Nominee is qualified for the stand.
Thank you. Mr. Nominee, please be seated and you can proceed now with your statement.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Honorable members of the Liberian Senate, again, Honorable Chairman, officials of government here present, members of the Fourth Estate, fellow citizens, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you today as a nominee for the position of Director General of the Liberian Broadcasting System. About 6 years ago, I had the opportunity to stand before this body for the position of Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, Ministry of Information, Culture Affairs, and Tourism. Let me seize this opportunity to thank President Joseph Numan for this historic nomination and assure him that if confirmed, his dream of having LBS return to the #1 spot as a public broadcasting system for all Liberians to come to reality and be realized. Let me thank all family, friends, relatives, and especially my mother, Ms. Maima Vaola Wright, my siblings, etc., who stood by me all these years, especially Ms. Della Ish Smith, my kids, Becia, Zena, Joy, Eugene, Eudoria, Fahngon. I'll be ungrateful if I forget to say thank you to the many supporters, fans, well-wishers, citizens, especially the friends of Fahngon. A big thank you to all of you. Honorable members of the Liberian Senate, I am no stranger to broadcasting, be it television or radio. I am no stranger to the media, be it in the mainstream media, the print media, the electronic media, or social media. I do not wish to remind myself of my days with Kings FM, LIB 24, etc. in 2017. I do not wish to tell my story working as Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, managing government media relations and information for almost 4 years. I can only try to remember my role on the now famous Spoon TV and the famous evening program Spoon Talk. However, this hearing presents an opportunity for me to be able to rescue the state-run broadcasting system if confirmed by this honorable body. The challenges at LBS requires immediate attention with expedited urgency. Not to take up much of your time, let me bring you up to speed with just few of the challenges and that together, if confirmed, with us. Understaffing. The once vibrant 260 staff LBS is now staffed at 146 personnel. In 2021, I'm told that government pensioned 37 individuals. With the 6 appointed individuals that we all know after the transition gone, 3 persons seriously ill, 2 persons now listed for pension, the question then becomes a matter of how we effectively and efficiently run a system that is understaffed. With 24 contractors, many of whom with contracts that have ended last year, the system is faced with the threat of functionality. 7 outstations, most of whom were out until last week, until they were all put back on. The one in Bong, Lofa, Bomi, Bassa, Sino, Grandview, Maryland County. The Chinese technical group were helping with 6 substations, excluding Sino, which is an LBS-owned project. We have technical problems, I'm told. A 10 kilowatt transmitter delivered by the Chinese cannot be used due to numerous problems ranging from 250 kVA transformer that should at least be 500 kVA transformer. Currently, the LBS is using a 3 kilowatt transmitter for 89.9, 97.7, and 99.9 FM stations. Fuel consumption or generators. 186,000 used annually. Example of which will be $15,000 used per month on the main station to obtain 3,000 gallons of fuel for the month. The seizure and encroachment on the properties, and in particular the land of the LBS, remains a serious threat to the existence of the institution. We are informed that the Liberian Rural Communications Network in Banga, Bong County, was taken over by Representative Marvin Cole, where he renovated the studio building and has a private radio FM station fully operational now. The old transmitter site is now referred to as Gorbachev Market. The system lacks logistics. They lack insurance. They lack equipments. They lack training opportunities, and they have underpaid staffings. They lack the human resource capacity, we are informed. Honorable Chairman, members of the Liberian Senate, these challenges require expedited, solution-driven attention. To achieve this, we must employ a team-driven approach to ensuring that these challenges are confronted head-on. If confirmed, I pledge to lead this effort, making sure that the urgency with which I am presenting these challenges will be the same urgency and energy I will bring to bear in finding lasting solutions, working with the team in collaboration with the members of the legislature, our partners, our customers, our donors, etc. Where there is a way, there must be a will. I believe with your help, oversight, the following challenges requiring immediate attention can be addressed. Effective and efficient staffing for LBS. A fully functional and operationalized LBS. A technical support, second to none, to include maintenance and training of our technicians to confront current realities in the broadcast industry. Reclaiming LBS properties for the proper and purposeful use intended. That is, to benefit all Liberians. Logistics, insurance, whether health or risk insurance, equipment, training, etc. Consideration for solar power energy to cut costs and promote efficiency at all of our stations across the country if confirmed. Members of the committee, members of the Liberian Senate, if confirmed, LBS will live up to the true meaning of its existence, taking into consideration Article 15A to E, especially C, the right to be informed, and D, having access to state-owned media by all. The LBS will become a public broadcasting system for all Liberians, regardless of political affiliation, religious preferences, social status, etc. If confirmed, LBS will entertain, educate, promote cultural and traditional values, growth and development, etc. LBS will innovate and motivate, enlighten our citizens as well. If confirmed, LBS will play a pivotal role in the socio-economic and political advancement of our beloved country, Liberia. With the necessary support and an increase in budgetary appropriations, the LBS can once again become the beacon of hope, where our citizens can once again enjoy the benefit of media in all its present-day availability. That is print, electronic, social media, and now artificial intelligence. Honorable Chairman, members of the Liberian Senate, I want to thank you for your service to country and assure you that if confirmed, I will try my best to ensure that LBS is second to none in the area of broadcasting, both television and radio. May God continue to bless the works of our hands and help us to advance LBS beyond the expectation of our people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nominee. The statement you just made, scripted, right?
Yes, sir.
When you got for the community farm, so we are only about those statements get the other.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we get the capital for the community. Thank you. How many copies?
I think there should be about 9 or 8.
None. So we'll make additional copies. When we get all original font, that's the only thing we can do with the copies and things, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we'll now go to question and answer interaction. Each senator will engage you for 10 minutes, ask you your answer. If you don't feel comfortable answering the question, feel free to say you are not comfortable to answer.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we will begin with Senator Nathan McGill from McGill County. What I bet when we start with Senator South. Yeah, so yeah. No, but by the time you ask me, Senator Momo.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Good afternoon, Mr. Nominee. For me, I want to appreciate the government through President Buhari for nominating you to this position. I know you have been in broadcast even for quite a long time. You have a vast experience. So I wish you well in your endeavors and make LBS great for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Momo of Lofa County. No. Senator Jim Smith of Rosas County.
Is that right? Mr. Fahngon, congratulations.
Thank you.
You are no stranger, as I said, when we're talking about government, public relations. But this one is somehow a lecture. You are not, quote unquote, in government public relations. You're coming to manage the state broadcaster. And from your presentation, you showed the people of Liberia that you will go slightly outside of the established norms in Liberia, that when you are managing your BC or the Minister of Information, you should only be praising of the government. And your presentation said that ELBC will be for all Liberians. this particular assurance, was it a conversation you had with President Joseph Walker as a policy statement of his government? Let me interact.
Thank you. Not only was it a conversation I had with him, Honorable Senator, that's the way it should be, and the President shared his vision with me, and I concur with his vision. And I think LBS is a state-owned media entity, and the Constitution is very specific as to Liberians having full access to the state-run media entity, and I think that's the way it should be.
It should be. The show is different from the reality.
Yes, sir, I acknowledge that. That was what it has presented itself to be in the past, not even the last 6 years, but over the years before. But as a nation, as we grow stronger, we get to understand our rights and get to appreciate the Constitution. It's only fair that we live by the law. It's a state-run media institution, therefore it belongs to all Liberians, regardless of party, religion, status, gender, etc.
Now, how it should be is a good way. For 10 years, from the administration of President Saleh to the administration of President Weah, there has been a draft law then gathering dust on the shelves to transform the ELBC legislative, not who will, to transform it to a state broadcaster. Where do you stand on the issue? Will you resurrect that particular draft bill and bring it to the legislature?
Honorable Senator, I believe that is the right thing to do. I will work in collaboration with all the others to make it happen. But the truth of the matter is, the law says in Article 15 that no Liberian citizen should be denied access to the state-run media. So the law will only strengthen what the Constitution has already provided. And so LBS, a state-run media entity, will be for all Liberians. And the law that is crafted and the bill that is about to be submitted, I'm told, will be fully supported by me, simply because it will only go a long way to strengthen the already existing law constitutionally.
Eugene Fahngon.
Yes, sir.
That is well known.
Yes, sir.
You will be caught up between the rock and the hard place. Managing the state broadcasters, dealing with independent journalism, and being an advocate or activist. Please explain your role in the 3 areas as you intend to sail the Workers' Administration Information Law. Thank you very much.
Well, Honorable Senator, I cannot explain my role or the role assigned to me by the act that created the LBS. And that role is to formulate and implement policies of the Liberian broadcasting system in collaboration with my deputies. That is the role assigned to me by the act that created the Liberian broadcasting system. And I will not perform outside of that role other than the role assigned to me as a term of reference by the act that created the system.
Thank you, but distinguished colleague from Riverside County. We will now move on to Senator Edwin Nominee of Fahngon County, followed by Senator Lieutenant McGill of McGill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, bro. Mr. Nominee, how are you? Are you on drugs?
No, sir.
Have you taken a drugs test?
No, sir, but I'm prepared to take one. I'm prepared to take one
now?
Right now, I'll take one.
Are you sure you're not on drugs?
Right now, I'll take a drug test. I'm not on drugs, sir.
Have you taken drugs before?
No.
The president said drugs will be public enemy number 1. The president who has nominated you has taken his drug test to the vice president. Why have you deliberately refused to take your drug test?
Honorable Senator, I have not refused to take my drug test. As I said, and I say again, even right now, if it's available, I'm ready to take it.
Why now? Why are you disrespecting the president?
I'm only a nominee.
Have you done your asset declaration?
I'm only a nominee, I have not done that, sir.
So the president declared his asset, you refuse to do yours. The president took drug tests, you refuse to take drug tests.
I haven't refused to take drug tests. I haven't refused to declare my asset. The law requires, as an official of government, for me to declare my asset. And when I become an official of government, if confirmed by you, sir, I will declare my asset.
Do you deserve my vote?
Yes, sir.
Give me 2 reasons why I should vote for you.
The first reason is I'm qualified. The second reason, I'm the son of Bomi, and you are my representative.
Senator. So, okay, I'm looking at your education qualification. I see you have academic qualification. I see you have 2 AA degree. Then I see University Liberia off, on, off. What do you mean of on, off?
Honorable Senator, I don't only have 2 AA degree. It should have been 4 actually, but I have 3.
That's what I'm reading.
I brought them with me. It's on my credentials there, you see 3. One is in general education, one is in social work, one is in political science. I also brought my bachelor's degree, my honor society certificate, and those documents are accompanied by transcript sealed by the various institutions. So if you request them, sir, I'll present them.
You want to show me where they have political science on the document give us?
Yeah. The bachelor's is right here.
No. What you give us, I see general education, I see social work. Then University Liberia on, off. I don't want to be there on, off.
No. When I attended the university, it came up during the war. You and I went to school together, Honorable Senator. So when we were at the university, the war struck us. So on and off, and then we fled into Gaza. No, I am saying when I
went to St. Dominic together, we didn't know you.
Yeah, so.
Are you confused?
No, definitely not.
Do you have any regret why you were dismissed by President William?
Partially, I'll say yes, because I thought I was serving my people and I was doing the right thing, and I told the truth. So he fired me. Yes, I do have regrets that I did not have the opportunity to serve the Liberian people to the full potential that I have. And so I regret that part. But having been dismissed, I moved on.
What will you do differently in this new post?
In this new post, what I think I will do differently is I will not be defending the government, but as such as my term of reference entails, I will be formulating and implementing policies and programs for the Liberian broadcasting system. So the role will be different, and I'll do it
Do
differently.
you believe in your previous post you blindly defended the government? And sometimes you overdid it, or both blindly and overdid it?
Honorable Senator, the opinions expressed more often by Liberians are opinions, and they are entitled to it, and sometimes they will say I blindly, sometimes they will say I overly, but then what do you say to the people who support me? Or what do you say to seditionists that are also Liberians? What would you say to independents? They will say you did us a heck of a job. So again, it's the kind of thing that you're between the rock and the hard place. You can't please everyone. You do the best, and you do it to the best of your ability.
Are you a better Eugene Fahngon or the same Eugene Fahngon?
Well, my name says I'm Eugene Fahngon. I've always stood for the truth. I don't think I'm a better Eugene Fahngon. I just think that as you get older, you get mature, you grow, you move from.
So in other words, you're more mature.
Every human being is given growth.
Mr. Fahngon?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, you have my vote.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
What is good in the latter
Thank you, Senator Slow. Senator Macchio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Eugene,
Yes, sir.
no, nobody know you better. I know you. You know, the regular preaching, and it's very active. You love Liberia. Maybe this one was a rhetorical question, but in actuality, it's a very serious question. And Senator Eugene may also raise the issue. You are propagandist, and for your own presentation, EFBD should be neutral. EFBD should belong to all Nigerians. The issue of EFBD has always been that those who control EFBD will always take a bargaining position. To the extent that people from other political institutions, political belief, will be denied the right to view their opinion on EFBC. I want to ask you, are you very well committed to these principles as you are ascribed in your presentation that EFBC will belong to all Nigerians? And you will not be in a propaganda war to say, no, fighting the promoted government. I want to make sure the government survives. As soon as somebody's bring you go after them, they will deal with you. Do your fight and pressure.
Thank you, Honorable Senator. Like I said, it's like a game of football. When you are a defender, you play number 5. When you are a striker, you must score. And I'm sure the Honorable Senator Jonathan Botha so is aware. When I worked in the government, yes, I was a midfielder. And as Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, I played a role. In this new feat, I have a role to play, and that is to formulate programs and policies for the system to work in the interest of the people. I'm fully backed by Article 15. So yes, LBS will be for all Nigerians. And if anybody knows anything about being victimized, in 2017, when you served as chairman, we went to the state-owned broadcasting system to have our program aired, and we were denied. Under my leadership, if confirmed, that will not happen. Article 15 will be my reliance, and the instruction given to me by His Excellency President Joseph Numa Boakai to make LBS a public-run radio and television broadcast system. That reality will be fully felt by the people of this country.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't want to wish you all the best, Eugene. I know you're good. I know you're passionate for this country. You work with me day and night, trying to make sure that I'm doing the best. Everybody ain't going to be making a mistake. So I don't want to wish you all the best, my brother. Go and do what is right. Be watching you. I know you love propaganda, but I'll be watching you. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Magia. The Vice Chair of the Committee, Senator Silver of North Income, is also the Chairman of the Senate Committee of Maryland.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Nominee, let me congratulate you for your preferment. We know of you and we'll speak about you in different forms and manner, but no one will say you don't know this job. So let's say it that way. So I have a few concerns. What is your thoughts around broadcasting on your national television in sign language for the deaf?
Thank you, Honorable Senator. I've always had a passion for Nigerians with disabilities. And I've always felt that they've been treated unfairly. As I walk in here today, some people were privileged to watch that. I saw a visually impaired woman trying to climb the stairs with a cane that had no reflectors only, no color coding, it was old. And I knew I had 5 canes for the blind brought in from the States. I immediately sent my driver back to the car, and he brought the cane, and I shared the cane with her. She was very excited. And she told me a story that she was broadcasting on Voice and as well as OKFM, teaching people to understand the blind, especially in terms of crossing the road, being able to assist them, recognizing the cane and what have you. But her inability to
access funds denied her, and the program was just recently taken off the air. Honorable Senator, if confirmed, the blind, the visually impaired, are Liberians. People with disability are Liberians. And the law says no citizen. If confirmed, we will do our best to return her to the airwaves so that she can educate Liberians on how to care for visually impaired people and how to recognize the keen so they're not run over. Sign language. Normally people will say that people are dumb, they're deaf. Those words have been taken back now. Right. All Liberians with disability will be accommodated if I'm confirmed, especially educating the general public on how to handle them.
Thank you. That was moving. Quite recently, I had a conversation with the Director General, the last one, Madam Verite, regarding the presence of ELBC in our chambers during our plenary deliberations. What's your take on that?
Well, again, Article 15 is very clear. The right of the people to be informed. It is not a privilege, it is a right. And the legislature seems to have the responsibility to make laws, provide oversight, and represent the people of this country. And if there are major issues, except otherwise, it should be covered to the benefit of the Liberian people. Just because a person lives in Sweden, or a person is in Lufa, or somehow Wokonjiri, does not mean that they shouldn't know or hear what's being discussed here because of the distance. If confirmed, we will ensure that their rights to have information as citizens will be respected.
Thank you, Chief. So their rights will be respected based on the dissemination of information. I'd like to add that we try to do it in the language they understand. Let's bring ELBC news in Grebo, in River G, not series. Let our people hear and understand what we are talking about. So if there's any confusion, they will hear it from us here at this plenary, and they will have the right information to act on. With that said, I will yield, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, my distinguished Vice Chair. Is there nominee who are There's a nominee who are
Good afternoon.
Upon which law authority is the Liberia Broadcasting System operating? Question.
Well, it's the PRC decree, and again, that is why when I heard that laws were being crafted, a bill was in the making, I said I would support it to the best of my ability, simply because all along this institution that we're talking about has been operating on a PRC decree.
So let us step by step. It is on the strength of that decree that you are nominated.
Yes, Honorable Chairman.
What's a functional role of the broadcasting system, national broadcasting system, as contained in that decree? The functional role.
The functional role, according to my understanding, a copy of which I have here, is to promote growth and development, promote integration, promote rural communication, allow for our people to interact village to village, and what have you. It's a long list of things, but chiefly amongst them is what I have just cataloged to you.
To promote reconciliation, integration.
Yeah.
Did it say to be divisive?
No, sir.
Did it say to deny one segment of the populace?
No, sir.
Will you allow critical opposition view at the station?
Yes, sir.
Your honor of
Yes, sir.
is being recorded.
Yes, sir. I will allow critical opposition views because those people are Liberian citizens.
How is the system, LBS, funded in keeping with that decree Question.
60% comes from the government, 40% is revenue generated, and because of that, in my statement, I asked for you to give us budgetary support because the LBS, according to my understanding, was hard hit, and that's why they ran from 260 employees to 146 being understaffed. So if we have to get back, I'm appealing that the legislature look at appropriations because 60% and having 40% come from revenue generation is not going to cut it, sir.
Do you have an appreciation of the wisdom behind why the system was required by that decree, the law, to fund itself 60% and the national budget does the balance 40%? Do you have an appreciation of the wisdom behind that? Question.
Yes, sir. The government is providing the 60% and then the 40%.
Yeah, right.
But the wisdom behind it at the time saw that institution as the one-eyed man in the land of the blind, and that was in the 80s. They did not have serious competition, and there was market for advertisement, there was market for campaigning, there was market for products, whatever. It's not like that today. There's a proliferation of radio and television stations, cables, and everything, and that has changed. So the wisdom behind that cannot suffice any longer.
So I don't want a situation where we'll be debating.
Yes, sir.
But Mr. Nominee, I will disagree with you. I will disagree with you because radio is content. The content will drive listeners. And the more listeners and audience you will have advertisement, you will do business. So if people are not doing business with ERBC, it is because of what ERBC has made itself into. Correct?
Absolutely.
So that answer should suggest to me that if you can restore the content of ERBC, the quality of the news, at a certain point in time, the headline of ERBC news was about the president. The middle part of it was about the president. And even as they ended the news, something about the president, they will put it on the. So the content and the programs were all hijacked by partisan programs. So the content,
plastic bag.
yeah, the content became poor and it became distasteful to the listening audience. So everybody left ERBC. Do you have any intentions to restore ERBC to what it actually was intended to be?
Thank you, Honorable Senator. I want to share your wisdom, and we'll definitely work in that direction. Yes, it's not only my intention, I have the passion for it. During the years growing up, we only used to wait for that voice to say, split, vamoose, Ali, Barkai, or Wali. And don't forget to say goodbye before you leave. Goodbye. People just wanted to hear it. When television came on, there was Malawala Balawala, and people were running to be seated because there was probably no space in the living room. Yes, you are right. It had to do with content. When Victoria Ruffle or Wilma Bashini or others came on, there were people running. Today, it's not like that. If confirmed, we will bring the programs, we will formulate the programs, and make sure that the contents we provide to our people will encourage them to run to television or radio.
You said the station, the entity is understaffed.
Yes, sir.
So for a vibrant 260 staff ERBS, the entity is now at 146.
Yes, sir.
Even with the 146, there are people to be pensioned.
Yes, sir.
Do you intend to take the personnel number back to the vibrant 260?
Sir,
Yes, I intend to make sure that the station, the system is properly staffed. I've been assured by His Excellency President Joseph Numa Boakai of his unflinching commitment to making sure that happens. I know I have far-sighted and visionary leaders like you in the Senate who value your people very well. I believe that if confirmed, working with you, especially you, in this committee, that system will be brought up to par.
How long is it going to take for you to start praising the president and attacking opposition? Question.
I'm not sure I'll be in that position, sir. My job is clearly defined. My job is to formulate programs and policies to make the system work. My job will not be to praise a president, but to make sure there's growth and development.
What's the difference between your current role, should you be confirmed, and the role you occupied at the Ministry of Information, where you were being fought for the station in favor of government for the opposition? Question.
Well, the difference there is clearly defined. I have a role at LDS, and like I said repeatedly, is to formulate programs and policies. At the Ministry of Information, I was Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs. I was responding to allegations, I was responding to press, I was responding to people that saw the government a certain way. That will not be my role.
Mr. Nominee, you are not yet as a nominee of the Ministry of Information.
Yes, sir.
But you served in that role before. Your performance in that role, your conduct in that role,
yes, sir,
is also being questioned here.
Yes, sir.
What is the key functional wisdom behind the formation of the Ministry of Information vis-a-vis LDS? Question.
Well, to be honest with you, Honorable Senator, up to today, I still ask myself the roles played by the state-run broadcasting system, the Office of the Press Secretary, the Deputy Minister for Public Affairs and the Ministry of State, the Minister of Information, and his full deputies to include the Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs. However, sir, it's government. It's not me.
You have here also.
You.
The wisdom behind the formation of LDS in keeping with that decree, and the wisdom behind the formation of and the purpose for the formation or establishment of the Ministry of Information.
Yes, sir. That exactly was my response to you. That indeed, when you asked me the wisdom, I think that ministry was probably established before probably I was born in the 60s. I wouldn't know what they were thinking at the time. But when it comes to
purpose as contained in the Act
to propagate government's programs and policies.
Hold it right there. What's the purpose contained in the decree establishing LDS?
Similarly, and that is to promote. So the others had to propagate.
Did you promote government policy and government reconciliation, integration act, the Ministry of Information?
No, at the Ministry of Information, I was to propagate.
Propagate what?
Government programs and policies.
Attack opposition?
No, sir. Respond to opposition.
Respond to opposition.
Yes, sir.
So even if the opposition is a member of the government, as in the legislature, and you choose to support the members of the legislature that are part of the ruling party.
I do not recall going after members of the legislature in that. I do not recall going.
So this zone was here, similarly on oath, and denied that he did a video. He deleted the video from his page, and he came and challenged the Senate.
Yes, sir.
What he did not know is that we had downloaded the video.
Yes, sir.
It was based upon which we denied him, the Senate denied him, not because he issued the threatening statements in the video, but he came here and denied making the statements under deception because he had deleted the video without knowing that we had downloaded the video.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you again, the honor oath.
Yes, sir.
Is there no video of you attacking government officials in the opposition? Question.
Again, Honorable Senator, like I said, the role I played in the government was the role I was assigned to play.
So, the purpose of the formation, establishment of the Ministry of Information was to promote integration, government policies, government programs, and to inform the Liberian people about what government was doing.
Yes, sir.
You chose to attack government officials who disagree constructively with the very government program because of the way it was being done, vis-a-vis protecting and promoting government officials from the ruling party. Correct?
Again, Honorable Senator,
So let me tell you.
I'm not, yeah.
Let me tell you. So I'm going to give you a microphone.
Right,
You're going to have the microphone
right.
at ABS. Will you do the same?
No, sir. But in terms of reference are clear, and I've repeated that over and over.
Then you can't read back to it. The terms of reference are not much different. Integration or reconciliation, promulgation of government policy. And government policy can be promulgated by diversity of views. For instance, we stay in this chamber, we debate issues pro and con, and then we derive a vote. But the Ministry of Information, including ELBC, will take opposition position for attack against the government, disrespectful, divisive, and all of that stuff. And you are the Minister of Information, you saw that as your role. By the time they said this senator disagreed with the president body, fast presentation. This other lawmaker here disagree with the president flying private jet, fast presentation. Well, now I won. Now we should send to ERBC to do the same question.
No, sir. If confirmed, I told you that I will be within the confines of the terms ascribed or subscribed to me, and that is to formulate programs and policies that will ably run the institution or the system.
Thank you. ERBC is supposed to be across the country. You have given us a gloomy picture or situation or state of ERBC as you know it. I'm sure you have some consultation. You know everything that is wrong at ERBC. What would be your anticipated monthly income? Question.
Well, I've never worked at LBS before, but I'm told that the Director General of LBS makes anywhere between 3,000 to 4,000. That's what I was made to understand by people who's been there before, but I've never been there before, but that's what I was told.
So the people told you that 260 employees were in place and 146 there now.
Yes.
The people told you 37 supposed to be pension.
Yes.
The people told you 24 contractors stay around.
Yeah.
But they tell you exactly how much the monthly salary is going to be.
They were not exact, Honorable Senator. They said
They were around close to it.
Yes.
They were saying nothing there. They won't know our salary.
Well, that was what I was told, sir.
Mr. Nominee,
Yes, sir.
my father, sir. ERBC, like my colleagues have said, and our concerns, is supposed to disseminate government programs and information to our people. I think ERBC covers the country. And you need to engage with community radio station. Since you've done an assessment of the situation at ELBC, to know how many gallons of fuel you will need per hour, the cost of a generator, all that stuff. Have you done a budget, program-based after-hours budget with the cost of what you need to get running?
Well, based on what I know so far and the conversations I've held so far, LBS stands at about 1,086,000. By 85% of that is for salaries. To run an effective system, again, will require a team sitting down and putting together a real budget. But in estimation, you will need around $2 billion to at least be able to put together what we are asking for. We also have said to some individuals that if confirmed, we will look at alternative energies, especially for our substations in the various counties, to at least cut back on the huge budget allotment for fuel.
The vice chairman of this committee asked a question, and I want to piggyback on it as we wind up. When the budget of the country is submitted to the legislature, it's about 500 to 600 page document. The media, most times, and select people, take the budget, 500 to 600 page document, and open it to the portion that has the legislature. And if it is a 700 million budget, the legislature has 65 million. That 65 million is the discussion for the whole year. Nobody talks about 65 taken away from the balance that is left of 700 million. And the reason most of the people think the legislature should not even exist is because the private media, and rightfully too, will take excerpts of who said what during session, during committee hearings, especially it depends on the editorial policy of that media institution. So media institution editorial policy, and nothing positive will be on our station about this other politician or this other government. Some media editorial policy, if we can't find anything negative about this government official or the government entity, we will not promote it even if they're doing something positive. Only ELBC can do that genuinely for the people. Will you consider, or will you make it a business to have ELBC bring live the Senate deliberations Tuesdays and Thursdays? Do you commit to do that? Now, this is not a compulsion. This is not something that you must say because you want to be confirmed. This is not something that you must compare yourself to say it or choose on or off. But you want to look into that so that the people of this country, the only people who know what's happening here are the people, especially on social media, who have data to burn, to listen to what's happening here. But there are very few, women abroad. Will you bring the Senate deliberation on your vision?
Thank you once again, Honorable Chairman. Let me make this firm commitment, not to be confirmed. It is the right of the people to be informed of how their government functions. It is not a privilege. If confirmed, I said to you and to this committee and to this honorable body, the rights of the people to be informed will be respected. And that is, if you do the people business here Tuesdays and Thursdays, it is their right to be informed. I promise you, if confirmed, the Liberian people will enjoy the right to be informed. And that is, ELBC will cover so that you can can say to the people what you say in here, and the people can watch it and hear it for themselves and not be told.
Thank you. So this committee, in collaboration,
Before you can close.
with the matter.
Yeah. Chairman, before you can close up, let me just make a follow-up on almost your last question. Liberia is the only country I know in our region where the private media institutions are well respected than the state-run institutions. Unlike Ghana, Nigeria, many places like Ghana, the Daily Graphic, the Ghana Broadcasting System, in Nigeria, the Daily News, the Nigeria Broadcasting System, they are more respected in the country than the private institutions. In Liberia, it's the reverse. How do you intend to deal with this?
Thank you, Honorable Senator.
I'm letting you close here.
The state-run broadcasting system will be where it's supposed to be, at the top. And that's why I've appealed for appropriations. If confirmed, I make it not a secret, I will hire the best. And I'll take the best in the business, and we will do the Liberian people the justice that they deserve in broadcasting.
The nominee, thank you. This committee will work with ERBC and the Ministry of Information so that we can change the narrative. So that it can be what it should be. When the budget comes, we can assure our people that we'll work with the budget to start this thing going. I'm privileged to be chair of this committee. Senator Silver is vice chair. Senator Gibbon Smith is the ranking member. And we have other members, including Senator Edmondson. Trust me, we'll bring your benefit. Not to show power, but to help for us to change the narrative. So that anything about government, whether it is breaking news, the people must hear it on ERBC first, so it can be authentic, so it can be credible.
They're expensive.
Let it be on ERBC first. Nominations in government, anything, president sick, president travel, anything, legislature apart, everything. It must be on ERBC. We must empower ERBC that you should change the content so that ERBC can be what? That enviable state broadcaster that we knew it to be. So that people can be proud to wear the ERBS ID card once again. I want to thank you, distinguished members of the committee. I want to thank you. And at this point in time, we have the Sergeant at Arms to discharge the nominee, after which we have benediction.
Fact and friction, you're telling what Hassan?
After which we have benediction. And then this hearing will be adjourned. Sergeant at Arms, please release the nominee from honor oath.
Yes, sir. The power vested in me by the chair on information and broadcasting. You are hereby discharged.
The question for about ERBC and Ministry of Information, I saw Fahngon right there.
And so, Father, we